Hi there everyone, your Pyral here with another vlog. Ignore my hair being wet, I just got out of the shower, but I'm gonna be doing a Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile video today because last night I finished one of the 2 decks that I was building, which means by the end of this I'm gonna have 5 decks, which is weird to think about, but this deck that I finished building is one that I've actually been working on for a while, and I've just been lazy with getting the cards for it, but like the last few cards that I needed arrived. So let's talk about this deck. And again, the decks that I build aren't meant to be like super competitive or anything. I just play with friends because I think that's more fun instead of just, I don't know, building a super competitive deck, because I'm not going to be playing in like tournaments or anything. I mean, if there's like local tournaments in the future, in the after times, then maybe, but yeah. Anyways, let's get on with this deck. Okay, so I have everything laid out. This is my Mathmech deck. Mathmechs are a newer archetype that focus on Cyberse monsters, and I do have a Cyberse deck, but this is a more focused archetype, I guess you would say. And the cards are actually pretty interesting. I mean, I also like math as well, so yeah. And also, like, this deck focuses on a lot of extra deck mechanics, namely Synchro and Xyz. But yeah, also this is my first time having a 40 card deck. Usually I add a little bit more, usually up to 45 cards, but yeah, it's just because this archetype is so small that I had to just find something to work with to fit the 40 card minimum. But the first card here is Mathmech Addition. It can increase the attack of a monster that you want. Usually on your side of the field it can special summon itself, which is pretty nice. And then, also, like, all of these restrictions where, like, you can only special summon Cyberse monsters from the extra deck. It doesn't really matter because every extra deck monster I have is a Cyberse monster. Then Subtraction, basically the same thing, but instead, the target that you choose, usually an opponent's monster, would lose attack points, 1,000. But yeah, special summons itself from the hand that way, which is pretty neat. Multiplication is a pretty awesome card. You can target a level 4 Cyberse monster and then make its level 8, which is really good for synchro plays. And then you can just target a Cyberse monster and double its attack. It has to be in the extra monster zone though, but that's kind of the point. Division is another handy card. What it does is it allows you to tribute a Cyberse monster in the extra monster zone, then special summon a level 4 Cyberse monster from both your hand and graveyard, which, since they're both level 4s, you can use that for a Synchro summon, for an Xyz summon, and if you have Multiplication, you can use that for a level 12 Synchro summon, because that's the big boss monster of this deck. So, it gives you a lot of options to work with. And then also you can have the monster, or have the attack of a monster on the field, which is also really good. Sigma here, if you have no monsters in the extra monster zone, you can special summon this from the hand or graveyard, but then it gets banished when it leaves the field after this. And then also, it can be treated as a non-tuner, because it is originally a tuner, but just extra things to help you synchro summon with. And the fact that it can be special summoned from the hand or graveyard is really handy for your Synchro or Xyz summons, so there's that. I might actually maybe get another Division or 2, maybe, I don't know. Anyways, this here is Nabla, so you can tribute a Cyberse monster to special summon a Mathmech monster from the deck, pretty nice. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target a Cyberse monster in the extra monster zone and it can attack twice. So that in tandem with Multiplication can make some pretty awesome things happen with the big boss monster of this deck. Anyways, this here is Mathmech Diameter, which is pretty nice. When it's normal summon, you can target a level 4 Cyberse monster in your graveyard and then special summon it, but it can't activate its effects. And then, if this is used for a synchro summon, the monster that it synchro summons can negate an effect once per turn, and it's a quick effect, so very handy. So, an ideal summon for the big boss monster of this deck would be to use Diameter Multiplication, and then Nabla, because then Multiplication will, since it's being sent to the graveyard, it will multiply a monster's attack on the field. Nabla will make that monster attack twice, and then it'll also have a negation effect. So pretty cool. Parallel Exceed is a nice little card, because the moment you do a link summon, you can special summon it, and then when a Parallel Exceed is summoned, then you can just bring out another one from the deck, and then because they're going to be level 4s, you can use that for Synchro Summons or Exceed Summons. ROM Cloudia, it's really filler, but I feel like it could have some place here where you can just tribute a monster that you have, then special summon a Cyberse monster in your graveyard. Who knows? ROM Cloudia as well. If it's normal summon, you can target a Cyberse monster in your graveyard, and if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can get a low 4 or lower Cyberse monster from the deck to your hand. So, or you special summon it. My bad. So yeah, these two are really filler. I might replace them with something else, I'm not too sure. And then up here, I have 3 Balancer Lords, just because the extra normal summon that these give you for just 1,000 life points every turn, pretty handy. You can get some really nice combos out, especially because a lot of the Mathmech monsters can just special summon themselves, so gives you a lot of potential here. Onwards to the spells, I have 3 Cynet Minings, just because it gets you a free search for a Cyberse monster, and the discarding a card from your hand can actually be handy, because you can activate the effect of something like Multiplication or Division. So yeah, same with Foolish Burial, sending a thing to the graveyard is nice also for that, or to activate ROM Cloudia's effect. So there's that. And then this card here, really nice Mathmech card. It's called Mathmech Billionblade Nayuta. You can only equip 2 Cyberse monster, and if the equipped monster battles an opponent's monster, during the damage calculation, you can send a Mathmech monster from your deck to the graveyard. So you can send Multiplication to activate its effect to double something's attack. Really, really cool. And if this card is sent from the spell and trap cards onto the graveyard, just free Mathmech card to your hand. Doesn't necessarily need to be a monster, because there is a handy, or there's a couple of other Mathmech cards here, like Mathmech Equation, where you just special summon a Mathmech monster from your graveyard and it gains 1,000 attack. Pretty neat. Then I have both Mystical Space Typhoon and Twin Twisters, just because I always like MST, but Twin Twisters could be handy. And then for traps, I only have 2. Mathmech Superfactorial is a really nice one that you could search for with, or that you can get back to your hand with Billionblade Nayuta. So what it does is, if you have 3 different Mathmech cards in your graveyard, you can special summon them and then immediately use them for a Synchro Summon or an Exceed Summon. Their effects are negated, but oh well. It's just a free summon for a really good monster. It's up to 3 at least. And then Storming Mirror Force, it's my favorite Mirror Force card. Having the ability to bounce monsters back to the opponent's hand is always fun. It's always fun to spring this up, and I feel like I run this card in every deck, just because I love it that much. Anyways, onwards to the extra deck. The extra deck is, now it's in focus. There's a lot of link monsters here to just help everything, but let's start off with the big boss monster here. This is Geomathmech Final Sigma. When it's in the extra monster zone, it's unaffected by card effects except for Mathmech cards, and whenever it inflicts battle damage, that damage is doubled. So combine that with Billionblade Nayuta, Diameter, Multiplication, and Nabla, this thing will hit hard, potentially it hit twice, its attack will be doubled. Powerful card. Very, very powerful. And if you were somehow able to destroy it, you can just get a Mathmech card from your deck to your hand. And I run 2 of these just because it seems to be fairly easy to summon with the tests that I've done in this deck. Then next up is the level 8 Geomathmech Magma. So if you aren't able to summon Final Sigma for whatever reason, you can at least summon this. So when this card destroys a monster by battle, you can just destroy 2 cards that your opponent controls, And if this... Wait, did I say if this is destroyed by battle? No, if it destroys an opponent's monster by battle. If this is destroyed by battle, or if it's destroyed by card effect, you can just get a Mathmech spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Really nice. And then for the Xyz monsters here, I have Primathmech Alembertian. So you can use 2 or more level 4 monsters to Xyz summon this, and when it's Xyz summon, no, not when it's Xyz summon. I'm thinking of that one, but this one you contribute a monster, special summon a level 4 Mathmech card from your deck. Yeah, if it is Xyz summon, okay. I've only had enough time to play test this a few times, so I'm still getting used to these effects. But if this card is Xyz summon, you can detach the materials that were used for Xyz summon and use the effect that's appropriate. So if you summoned it with 2 level 4 monsters, you can get a Mathmech card from your deck to your hand. With 3, just get an instant level 4 from your deck to your hand. Or if you have 4 level 4 monsters for the Xyz summon, then you can just get any spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Really, really nice. I only run one of these though, just because I feel like I only need the one. But still, the fact that it's a really nice card that can search for pretty much anything in my deck, pretty handy. And then this one, Primathmech Laplacian. I always think of Gundam Unicorn whenever I see this name because I think of Laplace's box. Anyways, it requires 3 level 4 monsters, so the summoning is a little bit more restricted than Alembertian, but Laplacian here, if a Mathmech card you control would be destroyed by card effect, you can detach a material from this card instead. So that's nice, just nice protection there. Or if it's Xyz summon, you can detach all 3 of its materials and then either send a random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard, send a monster they control to the graveyard, or just send a spell and trap they control to the graveyard. Pretty nice, but I think I prefer the protection effect that it has. Onwards to the Link monsters. First off, Transcode Talker. Really nice. It can just bring back a Link monster and have it point to it, so really nice card to have for that. Cyberse Accelerator is really good for supporting the boss monster, Final Sigma, because during the battle phase, I can target a Cyberse monster that points to this card, and I can have it gain 2000 attack. I can have it attack up to 2 monsters during the battle phase of that turn. Really cool. The 2000 attack point boost can just make Final Sigma just do even more damage, but that has to be when Final Sigma isn't in the extra monster zone, because if it is, then it won't be affected by that. But still, really handy effect. Next up, I have Code Talker inverted. So when it's Link summon, I can just summon a Cyberse monster from my hand to a zone that it points to, so just extra special summons. Just really neat. Then Splash Mage. So I can target a Cyberse monster in my graveyard, special summon it, but its defense is negated. Just extra special summons, and I don't care about the special summoning other monsters not being allowed because all I run is Cyberse. Underclock Taker here. Just a neat little rank 2 monster. Is it ranked? It's link 2, not rank 2. Jeez, I have like so many different extra deck things here. But Underclock Taker, you can target a face-up monster that this card points to, and then a face-up monster that the opponent controls, and then the opponent's monster loses attack equal to the monster that I have. So if this is pointing to like Final Sigma or something, I can make the opponent's monster lose 3000 attack. Or more, because it doesn't say original attack. Next up is Cyberse Wicckid, because I have some synchro support here. And Link summon monsters that... and when it's Link summon, it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, so that's nice, but Cyberse monsters that it points to cannot be destroyed by card effects. And if a monster is special summoned to a zone that this points to, then I can just get a Cyberse tuner from my deck to the hand. So I can banish Balancer Lord, for example, and then just get a free summon from that effect, and then just get a tuner as well. Really nice. IP Masquerena, just a filler, just because having the ability to link summon on the opponent's turn might be handy. And then the link monster that it summons is immune to card effects, or destruction effects that the opponent has. Then Link Devotee and Link Disciple, they kind of work together actually, because if this is co-linked to that, then when Link Devotee is tributed, I can special summon just 2 tokens that I can use for another Link summon. So, yay. But when this is Link summon, I can't Link summon a Link 3 monster, which is, oh well. Then Link Disciple, I can just tribute a monster that it points to. So again, use this thing's effect, tribute this, get 2 tokens, and then I get to draw a card and then place a card from my hand to the bottom of the deck. And that's the Mathmech deck. Again, I've only done like a few playtests with it, but it seems pretty fun. I mean, I do like that it has Synchro Summoning and Exceed Summoning as a focus, because I do like Synchro Summons. I like Synchro monsters a lot, so the fact that it's Cyberse with Synchro stuff and just math, I guess. I do like math, but this deck does seem pretty fun, especially because like it's big boy Final Sigma just can deal a ton of damage and just be really overwhelming. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this. This is what, like the Mathmech deck October 2020 profile video, but it's fun. I do like the deck building process when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! It's one of my favorite aspects of any card game, and I mean, I also like the fact that right now this is my 4th deck. The 5th deck I'm still in the process of building of. I just need 1 card for that actually, but I do like the idea of having multiple decks, not just for myself, but if I have like friends or like my younger cousins over and they want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! For whatever reason, they can just pick one of the decks that I have built and play with it. So yeah. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this vlog. So thank you all so much for watching, and see y'all next time for another one. My hair. Again, my hair's getting super long. Anyways, I'm ending it off here, so later.